Activating Sports. Dito lang sa Radyo Inquirer 990. Let's be active. Activating Sports. Kasama sina Maki Maceda at Lia Maceda. Activating Sports.
Activating Sports.
Let's be active. Activating Sports. Kasama sina Maki Maceda at Lia Maceda. Activating Sports.
Activating Sports.
Hello. Yes, magandang umaga Pilipinas and welcome to the 15th episode of Activating Sports. Siyempre kasama ko dito ngayon ang aking special, maganda na sportscaster ng bayan. May bago ka ng title, si Lia Maceda. Okay.
Hello, good morning po sa lahat ng ating viewers and ating listeners.
Oo nga, medyo haras tayo ngayon eh. No?
Yes.
Naramdam na ramdam.
Kailangan yan once in a while, merong konting harassment. Spice yan ng buhay.
Oo nga, naano tuloy ako kasi ang ating special guest ngayon, hindi siya naharas, cool na cool eh, no?
If you can only see kung anong itsura natin ngayon, ano?
Para sa lahat ng sports fans, meron kaming very special topic for today. Dahil ang titake upin nating sport ay the sports for the differently abled. Pero sabi nga nila, worldwide, ang katagang differently abled ay laging sinasabing mga sports for the impaired people, na? Tama ba?
Yes.
You can, mamaya na.
We'll get me started.
So, mamaya malalaman natin ang pagtuloy ng mga words na yan. Kasi we want to be so careful in introducing, discussing these people dahil siyempre kakaiba yung kanilang kalagayan. Pero sa pagsisimula, gusto muna namin ihatid sa inyo ang ating mga sports developments and news ngayong araw na ito.
Sports Balita.
Lia, ikaw na muna mauna. Ito naman yung mga sports balita natin para sa lahat ng mga sports organization. Ako naman na mag-deliver dun para sa mga National Sports Association.
Okay. Get ready to take it higher. Ang ating Season 12 Regional Camps and Qualifiers. So, we actually have a registration for these cheer and dance teams. Okay? So, we have a lot of venues here. We have for South Luzon, the venue will be actually natapos na to. Robinson's Plaza, September 12 and 18, 2016. But we still have this coming October 1 and 2. Mag-register po kayo yung Central Luzon area. That will be in SM Clark. Okay? October 1 and 2 po yan. And then we also have at Cebu, SMC side po. That will be October 22 to 23, 2016. And also, meron tayo Cagayan de Oro City. It will be in Xavier University, November 19 to 20. And we also have in Bicol, kay Sir Jesse Robredo Coliseum. Okay, but it will be announced later kung kailan yung talagang definite date nila. And for NCR, we have at SM MOA Music Hall, that will be January 28 to 29, 2017. So, dun po sa mga event dates na sinabi ko, you need to actually register at ang deadline will actually be a month before the actual activity. Okay? So, when you want to register, ito po yung process. You can go to bit.ly slash NCC registration and follow the instructions po doon. And you may also check www.nccphilippines.com for more details of the registration. So yung mga interesado po pwede po kayong pumunta dyan sa kanilang website and start your registration.
Yes, dahil nagsimula na ang Season 12 ng National Cheerleading Competition last September 17. At ngayon,
Yes.
tuloy-tuloy na po lahat yan sa nationwide.
Cheerleading at saka dance na nakalagay na doon. So,
Oo
mukhang
nga.
in-incorporate
Nag-open na sila
nila,
ng
no?
dance ngayon.
Yes, oo, naka-incorporate na siya.
Okay, maraming salamat kay Itos Valdez at sa mga bagong professionals na nag-guest dito kay Iwan, Micah, Mameli, and
Yes.
Charlie.
Galing
Hello,
talaga
yeah.
ng memory.
See you, sana
partner.
magkita-kita tayo dyan sa inyong practice every Saturday. Every Sunday na hindi kami nakakapunta ni
Oo,
Doc.
kailangan makapunta tayo doon.
Okay, next we have another news update regarding touch football at magandang balita ang ihatid
ito,
namin
medyo
sa inyo.
magandang balita ito. Philippine Cobras won the championship at 2016 Asian Club Championship. And the Philippine Vipers naman bagged the third place, and there's continued development at Shanghai International Touch Tournament. So, yung Federation of Touch Football Pilipinas ended their 2016 Asian Club Championship with both mixed open teams in the top 3. So, the two national development teams, the Philippine Cobras and the Philippine Vipers, finished overall champions and third place, respectively. So, malaking bagay yan for our touch
Well,
football.
congratulations, Bianca. Nanalo.
Yes,
Last time na nag-guest siya rito,
oo.
nagpapaalam pa siya.
Oh, yes.
Pagbalik nila, they're already one of the champions, no?
Oo. So, tinan mo, last year, they were only in the 6th place, okay? Pero ngayon, yan, nakapag-championship sila.
Yes.
But despite the lacking numbers and fielding, only 10 players of the Philippine-Australian squad showed that experience was key to winning the 2016 Asian Club Championship held in the International School of Phnom Penh in Cambodia.
Yes.
So, konti ang ating players, pero
Oo nga,
kayang-kaya pa
galing,
rin.
oo. Siyempre, may ang una dyan, kulang sa funding.
Oh, yes. Pero, syempre, pagka marami pa tayong ma-scout ng mga possible, touch football players na ang dali-dali naman pala.
I think she wants to add na the club championship of the touch football will be held dito by next year.
By next year.
Oo.
Okay.
So that's a good start, no? So we placed one of the top 3, and then next year tayo na mag-host. Sana tayo na manalo, no?
Oo.
Kasi siyempre iba yung may hometown advantage.
Yes. At saka sana marami pa tayo talaga ma-recruit na players kasi napakaganda ng sports na yan.
Oo nga. Inaantay nila yung accreditation nila ang pagiging member ng POC to be an NSA.
Okay. That's good.
Oo, yes. Congratulations, Bianca. Okay. Malulungkot ka dahil ang guest ko ngayon, blue. Ay, green! Green na! Alam mo, yung para sa kalaman ng mga tao, di ba, for the longest time, siguro ilang linggo yan sunod-sunod na panay blue ang guest dito. Oo. I think Ateneos are very good in sports, likewise the Green Archers. No?
Yes.
Okay, para sa ibang balita pa, para sa balita naman about the National Sports Association, we have one very good news about gymnastics. No? Sandali,
Yan, kay Ma'am,
Ma'am Cynthia,
Carayon.
nag-text siya kagabi. Dahil ito. Well, from the Gymnastics Association of the Philippines, no? So, all the presidents of the Federation of the Asian Gymnastics Union, or AGU, will be meeting on next month, no, with the 38 members countries.
And it will be held
It will be held in Australia.
Wow.
Yes, oo. And announced na, meron silang importante gusto sabihin, the countries that do not compete in the world competitions will have less chances for the Olympics. All countries should have at least 12 competitions yearly so that they can qualify better.
Parang yearly na local competitions.
Not international.
Kasama yung mga
Yan ang
ASEAN.
pag-uusapan nila.
Okay.
So I think ang experience ngayon ng gymnastics, 3 lang ang sinasalihan nila. So they want to increase more.
ang gagaling pa naman ng mga gymnast natin. Di ba naalala mo yung video natin?
Yes,
Oh my. Very promising din yung
So I would like
sports na yan.
gusto lang batiin si Ma'am Beatrice of the GAP, of the Gymnastics Association, and Miss Cynthia Carion.
Oo, si Ma'am Cynthia Carion.
Okay. Next. Okay. So I think panahon na para ma-introduce natin ang ating sport of the week.
Sport of the week.
Okay. So ngayon, Esilia, so ikaw ba nakakita ka na ng mga special people na nag-engage sa sport?
Yes, oo, may napanood na ako. And talaga namang for them to really execute yung mga ganong activities, di ba? Talagang you would say na talagang it's not only talent, but hindi ang passion nila. Di ba?
Well, ako for one, meron akong kapatid na mentally challenged, no? So ngayon, sa school nila, meron silang mga ganong competition.
Pero
Nakakatuwang panoorin.
pare-pareho sila ng level. Kumbaga pare-parehong mentally challenged.
Oo, mentally challenged sila. Pero iba-iba pa rin yung cases nila. Mamaya malalaman natin kung paano ba isinasagawa yung mga ganito.
Yes.
Meron ba itong tinatawag na segmentation? O may iba pa bang tawag about it? No? And then the other day naman, meron ako napanood sa TV during the Rio Olympics. Talagang marami ng sports pala.
Oo, meron na, di ba?
Ngayon, ang hindi natin alam kung paano ba yan hinihiwa-hiwalay. Meron bang pamamaraan dyan para masabing dapat yung isang, bawa kung bingi ka, kailangan ka bang sumali dun sa kung ang kalaban mo ay pilay? Parang ganun, no? So parang ititignan natin kung paano yung sinisegment. No? At pangalawa, gaano ba katagal na ito? Kailan ba nasimula nito? No? At kung ano pa yung mga plano? Kasi nagulat ako, syempre mga nagigil sa atin para yung mga NSAs, no? And then they were all hoping to get into the Olympics. Remember, yung Paris pa lang sila, pumunta na sila dito. And then right after a month, biglang meron na rin palang Rio Paralympics, no? So nagulat niya ako, itong taong to na ipapakilala natin, talagang I met him 5 years ago in one of the events in SM MOA during the Disabled Day. Kasi,
ano yan? Local competition din?
Hindi sports ang namin. Kasi, because of Annie Garcia, the president of SM, talagang lagi nilang pinahihiram yung kanilang event center during the Disabled Day.
Parang in support din of them.
So nagkakaroon kami doon ng kasi classified ako ng konti ng disabled. ADHD ako eh. So ngayon, nagkita-kita kami doon. And then, gusto kong batiin si Attorney Jessica Magbanwa si Kior kasi siya nag-lead sa akin para makilala ko yung guest natin. Sige, pakilala na natin. No? Sige. Okay. Well, ang guest natin ngayon, tulad ng sinabi ko, is a green graduate. No? So, taga-Lasal siya. At meron siyang 2 degree, Business of Arts in Education and Philosophy and Literature. And then pagka-graduate niya, he's been a sales professional agad, sales and marketing. So he went into car industry, then insurance, until now. Pero siyempre, may iba pa siyang hats, no? He's married, he's a very model father, 2 anak. And then, he's a sportsman talaga, and a sports leader na ngayon. Pero dahil may nangyaring challenging sa kanya, na-aksidente siya, so nagkaroon siya ng disability. He's now blind. And because of that, siyempre the challenge of being blind, to be able to rise from the situation, hanggang maabot niya na. Ngayon, he's now a motivational speaker.
Ay, very good yan.
How to see the light, di ba?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a special light.
Yes. He is now the president of the PhilSPADA, o tinatawag na Philippine Sports Association for the Differently Abled.
Okay.
So meron silang organization. This organization is mandated to handle all concerns or matters regarding sports for the differently able. Pero dahil nga yung association na yan, siyempre, in order for it to be developed, it has to be unique and linked, no? At dahil nakalink sila, nag-form na rin sila ng Philippine Paralympic Committee. So dito sa ating program, nag-guest na dito yung Philippine Olympic Committee, di ba? So ito naman yung counterpart para dun sa mga differently able. Kaya parang sinabi, mamalalaman natin bakit Paralympics, no? Parang Olympics ba yun? And then, he's also now, he's been, marami siyang naging engagement. So, pero pinili ko lang. He's now a board member of the APSF or ASEAN Para Sports Federation, and is sitting also as a director in the Asian Paralympic Committee.
Asian
oh
yan,
yeah, malala, Asian. Yung isa ASEAN. So, kita mo yung ating organization na ito ay nakalink na.
Okay.
And then, he has been a former world president of the International Blind Sports Federation.
Oh.
So, malalaman natin yung binanggit ko para sports. But ngayon may Blind Sports Federation. Meron bang iba pang federation or association for the different kind of disability? Malalaman natin yan sa ating pagbabalik po.
Narito na ang tutulong sa'yo sa kabila ng lahat ng mga paghihirap mo. Walang ibang hangarin, kalusugan ay pabutihin patungo sa ligaya ng buhay natin. Quantum Plus ang sagot sa karamdaman. Quantum Plus, feeling ay gumagaan. Quantum Plus, ito'y maaasahan. Sa isang patak buhay mo ay may Quantum Plus ang sagot sa karamdaman. Quantum Plus, feeling ay gumagaan. Quantum Plus, ito'y maaasahan. Sa isang patak buhay mo ay may galaw. Sa isang patak buhay mo ay may Quantum Plus.
From a simple trading business that was started out by a group of 5 friends in 1985, the Primer Group has grown to become one of the ASEAN region's biggest lifestyle and outdoor products marketing organization. Now, with almost 100 concept stores and 500 shop-in-shops and operations backed up by more than 1,000 employees, the Primer Group has diversified in the selling of industrial products like air conditioners, ionizers, industrial inks and services such as air conditioning, mechanical ventilation, printing, and creative designs in the Philippines alone. As a company with focus and emphasis on environmental protection and conservation, the Primer Group has redefined healthy lifestyles across Asia, promoting adventure travel ecotourism and business expansion projects in a greener perspective. The Primer Group. Quality, integrity, adventure, friendship. A regional company built on entrepreneurial integrity and global perspective. Truly Filipino.
Jolly Gomez.
Greatness doesn't just happen overnight. It takes years of commitment, practice, dedication, hard work, training, pushing the limits. Greatness isn't something that's just handed to you. It has to start somewhere. It starts here.
We're on.
Dating Sports.
Alright. So, yes, so ngayon, excited nga kami kung paano natin tatalakayin itong very special Paralympic sports, di ba, no? And bago natin introduce at sabihin ng pangalan, panoorin muna natin itong video na to kung saan ang ating guest ngayon ay nakareceive ng isang natawag na level or status na Paralympic order.
I'd like to start, of course, by congratulating all the winners of tonight's Paralympic Awards. To the athletes, to the officials and members of the media, well done on your tremendous success. But it's now my pleasure to recognize 4 individuals for their outstanding service to the Paralympic movement by presenting them with the Paralympic Order. The order is the highest tribute a person connected with the movement can achieve. And each year, the IPC honors people who have made important and outstanding contributions to our movement. Previously, it's been presented to athletes, Paralympic sports leaders, heads of government, members of games organising committees, sporting organisations and national Paralympic committees. So tonight's recipients are joining a very illustrious club. Tonight's first recipient, do I go straight on?
Yep.
Thanks. Tonight's first recipient is Canadian Duncan Campbell. The man acknowledged throughout the world as the groundbreaking creator of the sport of wheelchair rugby.
All I can say is, what a ride. I started, I didn't start this game, we started this game a long time ago, and I never, ever expected to be on a stage getting the Paralympic order from the IPC. So the first thing I want to do is thank the IPC for this, and for recognizing my sort of contributions over the years, but as well for recognizing wheelchair rugby as a Paralympic sport.
Moving on to our second recipient, which is this evening, is Michael Barredo, who over the last 34 years has done much to develop sports for visually impaired people around the world.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, and distinguished guests, and members of the Paralympic family. First of all, allow me to thank the IPC, Sir Philip Craven, President, and the governing board, as well as my colleagues, the MPCs, and all those involved in the Paralympic movement for this honor. And, you know, this recognition serves and certainly inspires and motivates me to even do more for the movement.
The next recipient is Jonquil Salt, former chairman of the IPC Equestrian Committee. Jonquil has been involved in equestrian for people with an impairment since 1965.
Alright, so, wow! Kakaiba yun, no?
Oo naman.
So, para siguro itong si Michael Phelps ng ano. Diba? Parang yun yung, how do you call it? Yung anong tawag yung level na yun? Yung pinakamataas na.
Alin itong
Hindi, sa ibang mga award-giving bodies. Hall of Famer, di ba? Parang ganon. Sa mga explain natin. Without much ado, I would like our audience and sports fans to welcome Mr. Mike. Pero yung totoo pala, Miguel Barredo. Okay, Mike.
Morning, Rolly, and Leah. Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Yes,
and to your listeners, yung mga tagapakinig nito.
Marami yan, ha? We're all in global and nationwide, no? Okay, there are about 100,000 listening to us now. Okay, so Mike, ang unang tanong, ano ba itong mga abbreviation PhilSPADA, Philippine Paralympic Committee? What does that mean, or what do they mean? And then pangalawa is, ano yung background nila, kaya sila nagsimula, at anong ginagawa nila?
So, yes, as brief as precise as I can be.
Yes.
PhilSPADA is the acronym for the Philippine Sports Association for the Differently Abled. Back in '96, then President Ramos directed me. I was still sitting in the Council for the Disabled, and he asked me to form a National Sports Association, and so that we could link up with the Philippine Olympic Committee. Because during that time, only NSAs, actually until now, until the law is revised, receive funding from the government. And since at that time, when the PSC was formed in 1990-91, hindi na isama Paralympic sports or sports for people with disability, etc. Anyway, the politically correct word is people with disability to start with, or persons with disabilities.
We started with PWD.
Pagdating sa sport, sa akin kasi doesn't matter, but it's athletes with a disability, or I say athletes with disabilities, but then they're correcting athletes with an impairment. So anyway, like I said, you can say whatever it is. To me, for as long as they play and they play well, that's good enough. You know. So PhilSPADA then eventually was registered, became a recognized association by the Philippine Sports Commission in 1997. All right, and it was it is the organization that handles on all matters related to sports and physical fitness for persons with disabilities.
Yes.
And all the disability groups are involved here, or kasama. The those with visual impairment, physical impairment, hearing impairment, and intellectual disabilities, etc. No? So we began and we started becoming members and linking up with various government agencies, Department of Education, DILG, PSC, etc. And then, however, over time, the movement of the Paralympics, no? Now, Paralympics is parallel Olympics. No? So it's not paraplegic. No?
Okay. Yun ang akala ko namin eh.
I have to sometimes really it keeps I have to every time I have to explain really this in Congress to people. Hindi siya paraplegic. It's parallel Olympics.
Olympics.
That's why as of now, even now we have the parallel counterpart of the SEA Games, which is the ASEAN Para Games. We have the Asian Games as against the Asian Para Games and the Paralympics and against the Olympics. Yung ganun klase, no? And that's almost all the time na. So,
uniform na siya, no?
So you now you cannot even bid for an Olympics without including the Paralympic Games. Ganun na rin sa Asian Games. No? So we did this.
So that will come one after the other.
Correct. Or depende, it could be 2 weeks, months. No?
Yeah, that's why the Rio Olympics was followed by the Rio Paralympics.
That's right. That's right. And that's been that way, I think, very much since '96 Atlanta Olympics and Paralympic Games. But anyway, so it started that way because I then, President Ramos was telling, alam mo, Mike, I was in the 88. There were may para games na doon eh. May Paralympic Games sa Korea in 98. In 88, sabi niya, these athletes, yung athletes natin, sabi sa akin, sundalo, sir, kung magaang-gaang lang, maganda lang yung aking wheelchair, baka pwede. So he said, let's get this thing together. So I did, and we've been into this now since then. And as I said, it evolved. So we have, and then the Philippines PhilSPADA became the National Paralympic Committee recognized by the IPC.
Okay.
The National Paralympic Committee, again, is the world body. And then there is the Asian level, the Asian Paralympic Committee, and then Southeast Asia. No?
So parang parehong-pareho siya ng talagang mainstream sports, no?
Yes.
There's a counterpart always.
That's correct.
Okay.
Although there are still some areas that are not yet completely linked up, but that is the direction of the Paralympic movement. So that's what happened, and then so we became members, and now we're affiliated with the various members of the IOSD, with the International Organizations of Sports for the Disabled Council. There are 4 groups now that actually were founding members of the Paralympic movement. IBSA, the Blind Sports, IWAS, which is the International Wheelchair and Amputees Sports Federation, as it says, no? And then of course you have the CP-ISRA for those with cerebral palsy, and you have INAS, the intellectual disabled. The deaf separated themselves, no? Under the CISS group, because they have their own World Deaf Games. Though there are talks that they might want to come back. And but the thing is, mukhang mahirap kasi sa kanila, ang problema lang sa kanila is to hear the gun. Diba? Although they have other ways. No? They don't hear the whistle, things like this. So there are certain modifications there. So going back to Paralympic sports. So this started off, and so we began to have our own national games, which we still do now. We have the PhilSPADA, if not the National Para Games now.
When is it slated?
Every year. Normally we have it before the Palaro or after the Palaro Games. No? And though there are similar to some, there have been instances that they want to merge both games. Sinasabay yung national games for the regular athletes and those with disability. And even they try to do this also. They wanted to do this in Malaysia for the Para Games next year. But there are logistical challenges, and it's not, I would advise, wag isabay. Mawawala yung focus eh. Mawawala yung focus.
Saka kahit dun sa mga facilities, mahihirapan, di ba?
Yeah, but again, well, no, but for facilities, we're really pushing that facilities become more accessible, no? And according to the accessibility law, dapat lahat naman. Including sporting venues, not only for athletes with disabilities, but even for spectators that have a disability. Diba? Katulad ni Rolly.
No, but special nga ako lang.
So, and then also, very clearly also, you mentioned Special Olympics and all that. The Special Olympics naman kasi is different from the Paralympics, no? It is specific siya sa intellectually challenged or disabled. And it is, ang pinakamalaking diferensya niya, they're both sporting events, but the Special Olympics is really participatory.
Pinapanalo lahat.
Everybody wins. Everybody wins there, no? Whereas in the Paralympics, it's highly competitive talaga. No? And in the Special Olympics, one good way of explaining that is, tinanong nila yung isang runner na may intellectual disability, how come you're always getting the silver medal every time there's a Special Olympics? Because I like to follow the first one. So lagi siya sumusunod sa goal. Whereas if in the Paralympics, siyempre, you'd like to beat the first. No?
Yes.
Ito, I want to follow. So it's and it's encouraged, but it's very big. It's a huge event. So we work with the Special Olympics Foundation by way of getting the cream of the players that can participate in the Paralympic Games. So we can do that. So there's a lot of that kind of you might say collaboration or working together. So we are also good. We're also happy that the DepEd, the Department of Education, has also included the athletes with disabilities in its palarong pambansa every year now for the last 4 or 5 years. So maganda lang nangyari doon. Although sabay, but we're hoping there are some moves to maybe separate the games as well. Kasi kailangan namin ng grassroots din.
Okay. Ang isang tanong, are you under the Philippine Olympic Committee?
No. We are actually associate members of the Philippine Olympic Committee. However, in terms of, you might say, level, we have our own Paralympic events, activities, NSAs, call them NSDAs, National Sports for the Disabled. No?
Okay. Another question, are you with the Philippine Sports Commission?
I used to be.
Okay.
No, I used to be a member. I mean, ako personally was a commissioner. But we are certainly accredited. We have to be connected with the PSC. We have to be... kailangan may recognition naman kami. And I'm glad that, Chairman Butch Ramirez and I had a chance to work together as commissioners.
Because we were commissioners before during time ni Eric Buhay.
That's correct, yes. So, and he's very, very supportive of our movement. And sabi nga niya, Mike, ayusin mo lang yung dapat dyan and doblehin namin yung pondo nyo.
Okay. So, I mean to say, they give out funds for you.
Yes, and not only, it's really good is that now there is, the awareness level is still, I would say, not where I'd like it to be or we'd like it to be.
Pero it's a little higher.
It's getting there. Yes. It's getting there because of the highly documented and if not televised Paralympic Games. No, it's really catching up. Imagine 159 countries participated in Rio.
Wow.
And thank God that we were able to snatch a bronze medal there.
Congratulations, Josephine.
Josephine Medina, yes. In table tennis. So it's challenging. It's not easy because there are modifications of the rules. However, there are. I don't know if you want to go into that already, but
we will get into that, Mike. So, mag-ano muna tayo. Sabihin muna natin sa mga sports fans and audience na malalaman natin kung ano-ano mga sports na available or na talagang part of the Paralympics. And then, sino-sino na ba yung mga athletes na Pilipino na nagkatabunan ng karangalan at recognition abroad sa pagbabalik po na.
From a simple trading business that was started out by a group of 5 friends in 1985, the Primer Group has grown to become one of the ASEAN region's biggest lifestyle and outdoor products marketing organization. Now, with almost 100 concept stores and 500 shop-in-shops and operations backed up by more than 1,000 employees, the Primer Group has diversified in the selling of industrial products like air conditioners, ionizers, industrial inks and services such as air conditioning, mechanical ventilation, printing, and creative designs in the Philippines alone. As a company with focus and emphasis on environmental protection and conservation, the Primer Group has redefined healthy lifestyles across Asia, promoting adventure travel ecotourism and business expansion projects in a greener perspective. The Primer Group. Quality, integrity, adventure, friendship. A regional company built on entrepreneurial integrity and global perspective. Truly Filipino.
Greatness doesn't just happen overnight. It takes years of commitment, practice, dedication, hard work, training, pushing the limits. Greatness isn't something that's just handed to you. It has to start somewhere. It starts here.
Narito na ang tutulong sa'yo sa kabila ng lahat ng mga paghihirap mo. Walang ibang hangarin, kalusugan ay paputihin, patungo sa ligaya ng buhay natin. Quantum Plus ang sagot sa karamdaman. Quantum Plus, feeling ay gumagaan. Quantum Plus, ito'y maaasahan. Sa isang patak buhay mo ay may Quantum Plus ang sagot sa karamdaman. Quantum Plus, feeling ay gumagaan. Quantum Plus, ito'y maaasahan. Sa isang patak buhay mo ay may gala. Sa isang patak buhay mo ay may Quantum Plus.
Mga audience, no? Siyempre, ang aking kapatid, no? Lagi nagpapabati dahil nanonood sila. To my ate Imelda, welcome dahil maraming salamat din at pinapanood mo kami dyan. Bumuka ng audience dyan sa LA, California. To my ate Irma na nanonood din ngayon, maraming salamat at bumuka ng audience dyan sa Melbourne at pati sa aking pamangkin na nasa Sydney na nanonood right now. At siyempre, may mga bago kaming audience, no? From Oslo, Norway, kay Rino Solberg. Thank you very much for watching me. He's an Norwegian. At sa Germany, dahil sa Mr. Harley, also form a group in Germany for the Filipino community na magigas sila bukas ng hapon sa aking Talk Shop Asia. And also in Korea, may bago kaming kalink. So we're opening our international audiences dito sa Activating Sports. At syempre sa aking mga tagahanga, no? In San Juan kay Leia, di ba? Sa Pasig kay Tita Feli. Marikina, pupunta ako dyan kay George, who retired already from San Miguel. Mag-usap tayo. At sa Rizal sa aking pinsan kay Ariel, who has his Paraiso Resort. At syempre sa Muntinlupa sa aking BCBP community. Maraming salamat dahil alam kong na you are extending your patience dahil hindi ako nakarating sa prayer group namin dahil every Saturday yon. At sa Paranaque, EJ, see you tomorrow. At sa Pasay, sa aming buong clan, dahil kami taga-Pasay, sa likod ng School of the Deaf, Mike, ang bahay namin.
Ganun ba?
Oo. Kaya ano ako na hindi pala sila kasali. They're having their sports competition also within that area. At sa buong San Pedro, Laguna, para lang sa mga quantum, yung grupo namin ay nagbukas na ng center sa Calamba, si Mr. Jess. Hello, beginning next week daw ay mag-a-active na sila dito. Yung grupo namin yung na Vicky, George at Reggie. Okay.
Wow.
Doktora, okay. So ngayon, punta naman tayo dito sa mga athletes, no? Ako, I'm very much interested na makapanood ng mga ganito. Tulad nga ng sabi namin, madaling mapanood yung mga may tawag dito yung naka-wheelchair at yung mga amputees, no? Dahil na ipapalabas na ito sa TV. Ngayon, yung iba pang grupo like the blind, hindi pa namin napapanood kung paano yung ano yan.
Yung mga sports nila.
Yes. So Mike, ano ba yung groupings na to? Di ba you said na magkakaiba yan? I think there are about 5, no? 4 that is now all together and
That's
then
right.
the other one
Then
that
they have
there.
different levels.
So,
degrees
paano nga
of
ba
disability.
yan mag-perform ng sports? Ano ba ang unang ginagawa?
Siguro, but before, if I may, before I go into the specifics of that, I'd just like to mention the importance ng sports talaga. No? It's important to everyone, all able-bodied people, but more so for people with disability.
Yes.
Alam mo ako, the reason I believe I was able to cope with my becoming blind at an early age was because I was a sportsman. Atleta ako. I was in football, basketball. So, I had a competitive spirit. And I think it's important that people know that the value of sport when it comes to discipline, perseverance, and team play, teamwork, fair play, etc. It's important for people with disability. Kasi nga, they have to be able to strengthen their confidence level too, di ba? And esteem, heighten the self-esteem. Kasi kung imagine, they're naka-wheelchair, they don't move, they practically wouldn't do anything. So their esteem and their confidence levels are low. So sports and introducing them at an early age and becoming very competitive, and it will strengthen that competitiveness so that they look at problems now as challenges, diba? Rather than just sulking and staying home, etc. So that's why I advocate it. But going now to, that's why sports has become, for people with disability or for para-athletes, very important in the world, is because people are beginning to realize that more and more.
Yes.
So in the Paralympic movement or for sports, no, it's practically almost all sports that able-bodied people have wala sa meron na rin sa Paralympics o sa para sports, no. And siguro ang wala lang nakikita boxing no. Medyo mahirap yata mag-boxing.
Oo nga naman.
Medyo. But swimming, no, athletics, aquatics is there, athletics is there. And then you have, of course, may equestrian, you have the team sports, no? So practically may fencing, may shooting.
How many sports are there?
23 actually, Paralympic sports.
Yeah, I saw the icons. Alam mo, nakapost dun sa isang mural ng third floor ng PSC.
That's right. Well, ever since we started pushing that na nga, no? And so there are all these kinds of sports. Sabi nga, shooting. And then for the blind, you have judo.
Yes.
You have football, five-a-side. Totally blind siya, sandbar. And there's a special sport for the blind or visually impaired, yung goalball, no? Okay. And then for those with cerebral palsy, kasama sila sa swimming, athletics, and all that. All of those sports may blind. Lahat yung mga ibang sport niya, kasama lahat yung disability. Pero may mga sport na specialized lang for the particular disability group. And so, and as I said, may wheelchair rugby pa. No?
Okay. So, konting clearance, bawa sa swimming, so pwedeng sumali ang isang CP kasama ang isang amputee?
Depende na sa okay, the word I think is operating word is classification.
Parang nire-reclass yung groups.
Each, so for example, sa blind, tatlong level. B1, B2, B3. B1 is totally blind. B2 is they cannot see beyond 2 meters, no, or 6 feet. And B3, they cannot see beyond 5 meters or 15 feet. Hindi pwedeng ilaban sa karera, for example, or sa throwing events in athletics, yung B2 against B1. Kasi nga medyo may advantage. No? And same thing with swimming, etc. But in judo, dahil pare-pareho sila nakahawak, no, nandun sa uniform, or sa goalball, dahil pare-pareho naman silang naka-visor, dapat totally blind, pwede silang pare-pareho.
Okay.
So, but in wheelchair racing, for example, there are 5 categories naman, no? Merong mga paralyzed waist down, meron namang amputee, so they have strong abdominal strength, no? Tapos yung di sila pwede isabay na naman. Mas malakas. Sa wheelchair basketball, they have to total 14. May 5 categories. And doon sa 5 players na yon, merong 1, 2, 3, 4. Kasi i-add mo lahat yung kailangan 14. Hindi pwede. So they have a combination of 1 or 2 strong players with 2 weak players. So you can have 3 twos, ganong klase, kombinasyon. And so pare-parehas palagi. And everybody gets to play, no? And then sa CP, there are 8 levels from severe to mild. There is football 5-a-side for those with cerebral palsy. Kala mo nga walang disability But ang disability, yung cerebral nila, apektado yung sa mga kamay nila. Pero walang problema sa paa. No? So, and this is very important now because then it levels the playing field, so to speak. No? But yung sinasabi nyo kanina, kino-combine, there are moves to combine kasi kung kulang na yung participation, i-combine nila, tapos point system na lang. We're not for it. We don't. From the people from the, let's say, from the blind group or from those respective associations, or ayaw nilang ihalo kasi hindi maganda tignan. Kasi bakit yung isa hindi nakakita, isa pilay, isa tapos
hindi pala ganun.
It was being introduced, but we went against that, no? Particular point system.
So, for example, for the blind, lahat blind yung
correct.
Okay.
But different. Those 3 levels are different, no?
So may classification pa within that kind of group pa.
That's right.
Yes.
And and this kind of classification now is 0 classification na ngayon sa IPC. Wala na sila. So sa para sports pa lang, dito pa lang sa ASEAN level, kina-qualify na yan. Dito pala sa national level natin, that's why we're looking for Doc, baka may kilala kayo. We're looking for doctors that can help us with the classification aspect, no? For the orthopedically, for the blind, for the CP, etc. Kasi if we don't classify them now, we will not be able to identify who's good when it comes to the international events. Di ba? So, and I'm telling you, sa first level, ASEAN, normally meron tayong 60 to 100 participants. Liliit siya pagdating ng Asian, kasi nga doon, 44 countries, no? Mas liliit pa lalo yan pagdating sa Olympics.
So pag sinabing zero classification, hindi na nagka-classify?
Hindi na. Kasi classified na. Kumbaga permanente na meron na silang card that I am totally blind for life, or I am a B1 for life. Meron said I am a T54 for life. But there are some disabilities though that need, no, nakalagay sa card nila, subject to review.
Review.
Because
After
merong B2 or B3 na biglang naging total.
Yes, possible yan.
No? Hindi naman pwedeng total na permanent, magiging makakakita, although unless may operasyon lang yun, na pwede. So, in the same manner with all other disability groups, it can happen. So, permanent is given depending on the doctors, etc. So, this is a very important aspect of disability sports or Paralympic sports, yung classification. Okay. And the hardest, of course, is those with intellectual disability. How do you know the person is not faking, di ba?
May incidents na gano'n na nangyari.
Meron.
Pero huwag na natin sabihin yung bansa.
Yun nga, yung pala nalaman nila, nag-gold medal sa basketball.
Hindi pala.
Ilang pala play nila normal.
Sa Pilipino naman, sino yung mga athlete ng Paralympics na nagkaroon na ng karangalan?
Well, so far, Josephine Medina is only the second medalist we've had since we've been in the Paralympic Games. Adeline Dumapong Ancheta won a bronze medal as well in the 2000 Sydney Paralympic Games.
Okay.
In powerlifting.
Powerlifting. Panoorin muna natin si Josephine Medina. Let's watch the video of Josephine para makita natin paano siya pinarangalan abroad.
So our last medal ceremony of this session here at the Rio Centro Pavilion 3 in Rio de Janeiro, and it is the Class 8 women's singles. We are here to say, she looks so glum now, Jing Jia, and then a little trademark smile and a little poke of the tongue. These are our presenters. Rita Vandreo from the IPC, the International and from the International Table Tennis Federation, Alor Azevedo. They'll be presenting the medals and the gifts. Handsome gifts they are too. Josephine Medina, known as JoJo to her friends, 46 years of age now, 10 years since she made her debut, 4th in London, and she's gone one better here, got herself onto the podium. Dad of Roberto, a former national team player and now a sports instructor, took up the sport after polio, and said her ambition was to make the national team. Well, she's done a bit more than that, hasn't she? Studied psychology at the University of Philippines. I don't think you need a degree in that to know she's happy to have made the podium. Bronze then for the Philippines and Josephine Medina.
Alright, so we just watched the video kung saan pinarangalan si Josephine and she got the bronze medal. No? It's always nice and flattering and we feel proud na kapag ang Pilipino ay nabibigyan ng ganyan. Okay, so ito dalawa pa lang pala ang athlete, no? And then, syempre we look forward to have more medals and more preparation dahil sabi mga Mike, the Asian Paralympics will be held here.
The ASEAN Para Games will be following these Southeast Asian Games, which I think we're hosting already in 2019.
Yes, we ought to repeat the championship kasi we won as champions during the time of Butch Ramirez.
And,
Di ba?
Yeah,
You remember
2005.
2005, yeah. We
Nag-hosted kami noon. We hosted also the Paragays the first time. I chaired it.
Okay.
See, that's the thing. What is important here is that we get really everybody aware of the fact that there is such a thing as Paralympic sports, or if not sports for people with disability, and including yung physical fitness and wellness na.
Oo.
Wellness na.
Holistic na dapat.
Diba? Holistic na yan, no?
Yes.
And it's important because then the things I mentioned earlier. But what we need to do siguro now is to strengthen our ties with the sporting community. We have had a memorandum of understanding, an agreement with the Philippine Olympic Committee, practically many of the NSAs, no, so they can lend us technical expertise, venues, equipment, etc. We're trying to bring in international people, trainers, for coaching and refereeing. So all of these things have to come into play. And I'd like to thank the Philippine Sports Commission through Chairman Ramirez and his commissioners, si Agustin and the others, for pushing this new thing about having an institute, no?
Yes.
I don't want to preempt Chairman Ramirez, but again, what I've been pushing ever since is that we are always included. You know, inclusive is what name we would like to say. So we'd like to be included every and all aspects of sports being introduced in our country. Kasi kasama kami sa lahat eh. Lalo-lalo sa institute, malaking bagay yun.
Yes.
Through the institute, we can introduce awareness, we can introduce skills training, you know, pati yung nutrition, requirements, etc. And of course, the grassroots aspect. Yung kanila pinaplanong master sports plan for 6 years. Kailangan kasama kami doon sa youth, sa women.
Recruitment from
but you know, the thing is, the two medalists we have are both women. So talagang, but we need more. We have to build up our, you might call, pool of athletes, leading up to the levels, no, para Asia, Southeast Asia, and World Games. And we need to be able to not only that, have more participation from the sector because it's good for them.
Yes.
And I think it's good for the Filipino people as well, because you know the vision, for example, of the Paralympic movement, no, just to say, is to enable Paralympic athletes or Paralympians to achieve sporting excellence, to excite and inspire the world.
Yes. So sa next
that's what we want to do here.
Next guesting, Mike, anong gagawin natin? Ipapakita natin yung per group segment. I-highlight natin.
Mag-interview, magdala tayo ng doktor
magdala tayo ng mga athlete na ano. Kasi, ano lang tayo, introduction
pero congratulations to our Paralympians at Puente. All of them are winners, just being there. Si Gerald Mangliwan, si Ernie Gawilan, si Kitan, Agustin, si Adeline Dumapong, no? And of course, their coaches and all of that. And of course, si Dennis, CDM, and everybody that was there.
Yeah. We met them dun sa PSC lobby, kaya kaya na-touch base kita ulit.
That's right. That's right. And maraming salamat talaga. Ito, we need more maybe appearances and people like you that can invite us.
We want to promulgate all the sports. Yes. Okay.
And sana alam mo, nandiyan na yung gobyerno, tumutulong na.
At kami tutulong kami sa media.
Sana sa private sector din, no? Di ba?
Di ba? Hello, Bobby Alvarez. Naipangako na kita.
Sa chess, ano ha?
Sa Paralympics.
Meron pala tayong chess at 10-pin bowling sa Para Games on the Asia and Southeast Asia level.
Okay.
So, yung mga gustong tumulong dyan, pakinalang. Si Paing na Poboseno, laging gustong tumulong yun.
Siyempre.
Berde rin yan. Berde.
Pero bago lang tayo magtapos, Mike, on air, bibigyan ka namin itong Quantumin Plus. No? Ito yung product namin that provides instant energy. Sabi nga sa isang patak, lakas mong kailangan ay magaganap. Di ba? Ito para sa ano niya.
Okay ito.
Kaya gusto natin explain kasi that's part of the wellness program nitong programa na to.
Okay.
Sabi nga na Quantumin Plus with BPOD 7715 is a drop alternative medicine owned and formulated by my group, no, led by Doktora Delia, no. So pagdating sa medicine, doktora na siya dito. Escilia siya, no? It is made by nature extracted from humus soil. No overdose, no side effects. Healing and energetic effects in just seconds only. Okay? Sa isang patak, kung may sakit ka, sakit mong sangkatutak ay mawawala. Okay. Pero syempre, pag sa sports, sa isang patak, lakas mong kailangan ay magagalaw. Okay ba, Mike?
Ayos.
Okay. So, bago ang lahat, hindi wala na naman kami.
Salamat ka, pero kamusta si Barbara, aking asawa, nakikinig yata ngayon sa Toronto, Canada.
Yes, hello, Miss Barbara. Hanggang sa muli, agawin namin uli ang iyong asawa rito.
Son Stephen and Richard and my grandchildren.
Yes, and for the two. Yes. And then, nakalimutan na ang behalf. Gusto namin batiin din si Bulls Ramirez, no? Maraming salamat, Chairman, no? Although hindi tayo natuloy ngayon dahil siyempre, alam namin, tinawag ka dyan sa Malacanang. Hanggang sa susunod na buwan dahil every first Saturday ay panel discussion namin at gusto lang namin batiin lahat ng partner NSAs namin, ang Triathlon Association, kay Tom Carrasco, NCFP, kay Eugene Torre at kay Jason Gonzalez, Philta, kay Bobby Andrada at kay Romy Magat at Phil Karate. Hello, Mr. Rico Vasquez, no? At Gap kay Madam Cynthia at Madam Beatrice, and then at kay Arnis Raymond Velayo.
Hatakin nyo si Nonong Araneta, Mariano Araneta ng Philippine Football Federation.
Oo nga, siya hindi siya nag-guest. Nag-guest dito yung mga ano niya, support groups sina Albert Almendralejo at yung Anliga. At syempre yung mga sports groups naman, no? Syempre baka sabihin ako, hindi ako nag-announce ako ng NSA lang. Kay Bebot Elorde ng Elorde Boxing Gym, Football for a Better Life, yun nga kay Albert, Anliga, Adel Cervantes, TAS Football, congratulations Bianca, Itos, NCC at ang Paragliding Philippines. Abangan nyo kami dyan at lilipad kami ni Doktora.
Iba yung paragliding.
Yeah, paragliding naman. So kami, magta-try kami. Wanna bet? Sa Carbona.
Sama ako.
Gusto mo?
Sama ako. Oo.
Sige, yeah. We will tell you the schedule. Kasi nagsabay yung schedule namin sa Arnis at paragliding. We have to talk muna.
Medyo may conflict.
Okay, hanggang sa susunod na Esilia, magpaalam na tayo.
Yes, sa ating mga viewers tsaka listeners. Nako, maraming salamat and hope to see you next Saturday.
Yes, alas 9 ng umaga hanggang alas 10 ng umaga dito lamang sa Activating Sports Industry Program sa ng Radyo Inquirer Television. Time check now is 10:03.
Marian, Chicken McMcMcDo. Yan. Ang sulit ng Chicken McSavers. May Chicken McMcMcDo ka na. May side dish pa. 99.
That was started out by a group of 5 friends in 1985. The Primer Group has grown to become one of the ASEAN region's biggest lifestyle and outdoor products marketing organization. Now, with almost 100 concept stores and 500 shop-in-shops, and operations backed up by more than 1,000 employees, the Primer Group has diversified in the selling of industrial products like air conditioners, ionizers, industrial inks and services such as air conditioning, mechanical ventilation, printing, and creative designs in the Philippines alone. As a company with focus and emphasis on environmental protection and conservation, the Primer Group has redefined healthy lifestyles across Asia, promoting adventure travel ecotourism and business expansion projects in a greener perspective. The Primer Group. Quality, integrity, adventure, friendship. A regional company built on entrepreneurial integrity and global perspective. Truly Filipino.
Greatness doesn't just happen overnight. It takes years of commitment, practice, dedication, hard work, training, pushing the limits. Greatness isn't something that's just handed to you. It has to start somewhere. It starts here.
Narito na ang tutulong sa'yo sa kabila ng lahat ng mga paghihirap mo. Walang ibang hangarin, kalusugan ay pabutihin, patungo sa ligaya ng buhay natin. 1, 2, plus ang sagot sa